Paula Paradise here from Wine Mine Education Center, and I'm on the road, Portland, Oregon, at a conference at the Nines Hotel for the Wine and Spirit Guild. And today we tasted quite a few wines, almost 50 wines I think, but the star of the show, the wine that stole the show and everyone is buzzing about, is the Oakville East Cabernets. You brought two of them with you today. This is Elliot Stern, representing Oakville East, and he's going to tell us what makes his wine special.
Well, Paula, basically what happened is there was a freak of nature. The new mountains always lean toward the old mountains, and the Vaca range was leading toward the Sierras, and then the Mayacamas came up. And the Vaca straightened, and one of those mountains collapsed, and it fell into Oakville, what is now modern-day Oakville. And the Napa Valley is pretty much defined on one side by the Mayacamas, the other side by the Vacas, but this one hillside, when it collapsed, created an ideal situation for growing grapes. We have the largest concentration of a soil type that basically is red iron oxide soil. It faces straight west, and we get unbelievable sun exposure. So what happens is that you get the grapes get totally ripe. You end up with a beautiful softness, almost an elegant feminine tannin, which there aren't very many Cabernets in the world can talk about how soft and elegant they are.
No, it didn't have any harshness or, as my customers say, bitterness on the finish. There was no, like, drying grip. It was very smooth.
The grip of the grape comes from the grape skin, the tannin. And when the tannins are totally ripe because of the sun, you get the softness. You don't get the masculine tannin that gives you the pucker power. It basically is just an integrated taste, and it lets fruit come forward, which is funny for Cabernet because it takes so long to open up and develop. We're very fortunate on our hill. The winemakers call it Magic Mountain. And it's an interesting story. My neighbor that lives below me asked me to plant a piece of land to block the view of the house up the hill from him. And little did I know that I was down a path of getting into the branded wine business on a hillside that has some of the most well-known Cabernets produced in the Napa Valley. I'm fortunate enough to live in an area where you have Screaming Eagle and Rudd and Della Valle and Felis Bacchus, and now Sir Peter Michael. So our two wines are divided. One is a Cabernet that has just a little bit of Cabernet Franc and Petit Verdot in it to help develop the middle palate. And then we have a new wine called Corestone, which is named after the collapsed mountain, the inner core. And that is technically a red wine that has more Cabernet Franc and more Petit Verdot. Oh. And what makes it different is that the Cabernet Franc and Petit Verdot are now from 20-year-old vineyards. And it's the fruit that Tanzer and Parker said was the best in the world outside also for the Cabernet Franc. The lot that we're talking about for Corestone is a 5.5 acre vineyard. So yes, last year we made 12 cases. This year we made 100.
Did you keep them all?
No, actually, I sold them. And this year we made 150 cases for commercial distribution.
This looks a little darker in the glass. It may just be because I have more wine in the glass, but that Petit Verdot may be a grape known for a lot of extract, a lot of color, deep colors.
Yeah, dark purple gives a little violet flavor to the middle of the palate.
It's also more of a smoky, sort of licorice aroma to the nose. Whereas the first one, I got a lot of fresh picked berries that I love, just untampered with fruit. You can always tell a great wine, high-end wine, by that quality, I think. It just seems like they squeeze the grapes into the glass. It's untampered.
Yeah, the Cabernet will still be hiding. And that's why you get that squeezed flavor, but it's giving you hints of what it's going to be. Where this wine gives you immediate fruit in the middle palate, and the Cabernet then will add layers over time.
It's chewy, it's dense, it's really a mouthful. Wow. Now this is more for those cab drinkers that just want, a lot of power, and the finesse is there, and there's a lot of balance, but it's very dense and layered. It's really yummy. You can chew this wine.
And by the time this gets really into the stores, we're going to be talking almost the holiday time. So we're going to
Okay.
have time for the wine to develop even further in the bottle before it's...
I can't believe it's only been 10 days. Seriously, it's so polished.
It's an exciting year.
This is the cashmere of wine.
Thank you very much. Well, I appreciate it.
Thank you
It was
so
a
much
pleasure.
for joining me.